So it looks like Adrien Broner's back at it again after thoroughly demolishing John Molina Jr. on the debut episode of PBC Premier Boxing Champions. He pretty much says the same shit that he said in the post fight after beating the other Molina, Carlos Molina, right? AB, anybody can get it. Africans, Mexicans. This motherfucker's a fool, man. So the big thing is that NBC cut him off, right? Because it's quote racial and quote offensive. But my thing is this: is this shit really even racist? Is it offensive? Once upon a time, man, I thought Adrien Broner was gonna be unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? This is at the junior lightweight divisions. I thought this motherfucker was gonna be unstoppable when he was fighting the Jason Litzows and shit, right? When he had the fight with Antonio DeMarco, I was telling homeboys like, yo, this cat's not gonna lose anytime soon. Pick Adrien Broner when we're doing our betting. And I put Adrien Broner on a couple parlays. I think he was like a close favorite. Put him on a couple parlays and won some money off of him because I knew he was gonna beat the shit out of Antonio DeMarco, right? So I'm like, yeah, this dude is nice. He's possibly the future of boxing. You know what I'm saying? But then he announces that he's moving up to fucking welterweight. He's gonna skip 140. Then I was like, well, he might take a couple L's. You know what I'm saying? And that's just because when moving up from weight to weight at a young age like that, I mean, only special fighters can do that shit. We didn't know if Adrien Broner was special. We just knew that he was dominating the divisions that he was in at that time, which is his natural divisions, 130, 135, right? Even when you get older and you're forced to move up, a lot of people aren't successful because it's just, like I said, it takes a special fighter to move up in weight and dominate, right? So, why is this important? Because one thing I don't like was his antics. Even though I thought he was the future of boxing, I never liked his antics, right? So before I get into thinking if this shit is racist or not, or if it's offensive, I'm admitting to you guys that I can't stand this motherfucker's antics. You know what I'm saying? And it's personal with me. You know what I mean? Like in boxing, I think it's great. I think it's great that he acts like a motherfucking donkey's ass. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what's fucking entertaining. The Vladimir Klitschko's of the world, you know what I'm saying, the Gennady Golovkins, they're boring. You know what I'm saying? Great fighters, they're just fucking boring. You're not going to watch a pre-fight or post-fight press conference with those guys because it's fucking boring. But Adrien Broner, he might say some slick shit or some dumb shit, you know what I'm saying, make everybody fucking laugh, right? But outside of boxing, I can't stand his antics. And I know I got viewers that are young, you know what I'm saying? You just got to take this next comment with a grain of salt. I can't stand 90s babies. I fucking can't stand them, man. You know what I'm saying? And this is just, of course I'm talking in general. A lot of little cats are cool and shit, but just the world we live in nowadays, the generation that is running shit is just fucking terrible. The 90s babies. I mean, we got motherfucking skinny jeans and pink shirts, rhinestone belts. You know what I'm saying? Like, man bags on some really homo shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, even when you go to the bar, when I used to go to the bars and the clubs all the time when I was a little younger, you know what I'm saying? The first thing me and my homies did was look for a girl we can pull to the side and dance with. You know what I'm saying? Rap to, you know what I'm saying? Get the number, go home with, whatever, right? Nowadays, you go to the fucking club or the bar, these motherfucking 90s dudes are dancing around in a circle with each other. And females are standing on the side like, why ain't anybody hollering at me? You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck is the world coming to? I can't stand these 90s babies, and fucking Adrien Broner embodies that shit. You know what I'm saying? His little documentary that he has on YouTube where the camera's following him, he gets on my fucking nerves with that bullshit, right? So, this is important because I don't agree that he's a racist. Everything I just said, just told you I can't stand his antics, but I don't agree that he's a racist. And I don't think that he offended anybody with his comments. Listen to what he said. He said, anybody can get it, Africans, Mexicans, right? What's wrong with that? If you're African and he's talking to you, he's just saying, hey, you can get it because, you know what I'm saying? I'll fight anybody. Africans, Mexicans, you're a part of the fucking category of people I just said I would fight. If they would have let him keep going, he would have said every can he could say, right? So he wouldn't have been singling out anybody, really. And then when in this world did it become racist, you know what I'm saying, to say what a motherfucker is? He's African. How the fuck is that racist? And how the fuck is it offensive? That's what your ethnicity is, dude. That's what your race is. You're fucking African. That's what your culture is. You're Mexican, right? Mind you, I understand, you know, the whole controversy with him saying it after the Carlos Molina fight. See, these are two different fucking statements. What he said after John Molina and what he said after Carlos Molina, right? He said after Carlos Molina, I just beat the fuck out of a Mexican. It's the context of what he said, right? It's how he put it. I put myself in the shoes of Mexicans. Mind you, I'm black, if you guys haven't already noticed, right? You know what I'm saying? My fiance is mixed with Mexican and my kids have Mexican in them. So I put myself in the shoes of a Mexican, right? And I said, if a Mexican did a post-fight interview, a Mexican fighter, and he said in that interview, I just beat the fuck out of a black man, I'd be the first motherfucker to be like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like, straight up. So, while I don't think it was racist, what he said after Carlos Molina, it was very offensive. You see, racist is more like, I can't fucking stand Mexicans, or I hate Mexicans, or fucking wetbacks, or with black people, fucking niggers. You know what I'm saying? That's racist. But saying I beat the fuck out of a Mexican, he was Mexican. That's what he is. That's his culture. That's his race. Mexican. That's his ethnicity. Mexican, right? That's what the fuck he is. When he fills out a goddamn, when he tries to go, when he gets a job and he gets to the part about his demographic, he puts Mexican American on the motherfucker. That's what he is, right? But it was offensive because of how he said it. I beat the fuck out of a Mexican. That's where I understand the controversy. But after the John Molina fight, there's no controversy there. There's nothing there. You know what I'm saying? He just said, anybody can get it. Mexicans, Africans. You know what I'm saying? If I called out somebody and I was like, you know what? I haven't fought any Mexicans. I want to fight a Mexican. How can Mexicans get offensive? They're going to be like, the Mexican fighters going to be like, oh, well, shit, you can fight me. I'm Mexican, right? So it's not offensive, dude. Come on, man. I think people are just attacking Adrien Broner. I really do. And this leads me to talk about Hector Camacho. Now, I can't remember the fight he won. This is off the top of my dome, right? But this is like in the 90s, early 90s, right? He won the fight. They did the post-fight interview. And he's calling out fighters. He's hype as fuck. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, blah, blah, blah. Word to mother, boom, boom, boom. All them niggas can get it. That's what he said, right? Why wasn't there any controversy over that shit? Right? Mind you, Hector Camacho was a fighter that was beloved. He wasn't a fighter that was hated like Adrien Broner. Okay? Another thing I want to get out there is that with in Hector Camacho's case, you know what I'm saying, I come from up north. Puerto Ricans are seen as black people up there. You know what I'm saying? The way they talk, the way they carry themselves, the demeanor, the personality, the way they look, they pretty much associate with black people up north. You know what I'm saying? So up to the people up north, they were like, oh, you know what I'm saying, he wilding out, right? He said all them niggas can get it. That's what's up. That's what Puerto Ricans talk like that. But see, down south, people were probably like, hey, that's offensive. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not used to, how Puerto Ricans are pretty much close to the black community, up north. They're not used to that. Also, you got to think about it from the outsiders. So the South are the outsiders because they're not used to that. And then you've got white people and other races who are looking at this and they're like, they don't understand how the word nigga can be used by blacks and Puerto Ricans and other minorities, within their cultures. They still don't understand that issue. That's why you got white people still saying, asking the question, why can't I say nigga? You know what I'm saying? So generally speaking, they have a problem with that. They still don't understand it. So therefore, they're going to question it, or they're going to try to hand down suspensions, like in Adrien Broner's case, because they don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? Or you got, the WBC, Mauricio Suleiman, who's the president of it. He's just being mindful of those people who don't understand it. That's why he handed down the suspension after he said what he said against Carlos Molina, right? He has to be mindful of those people, the white people, the other outsiders, that don't understand the word nigger within our culture. He's got to be mindful of what they think about this situation, right? So with that said, why didn't Hector Camacho get all the backlash that Adrien Broner's getting? He said something far worse than what Adrien Broner said. Adrien Broner just called a person by his demographic, right? Hector Camacho used a fucking a word that's been used for hundreds of years that has been offensive to black people. So why didn't he get the backlash? I saw maybe a couple articles basically talking about it, and then everybody went about their business. Of course, there was no social media back then, but if there was, I still doubt that a lot of people would even be fucking talking about it. In contrast to Adrien Broner, motherfuckers are talking about he needs to, get suspended by the WBC. He shouldn't even be able to fight for any titles anytime soon. He shouldn't be able to get back in the ring for at least a year or 2 years. All because he said anybody can get it, Africans, Mexicans, and then they cut his interview off on top of that. It's bullshit, yo. It's bullshit. My thing is, be consistent across the fucking board. You know what I'm saying? The question is, by calling somebody out by their demographic, right, and the context in which you said is not offensive. He didn't use any profanity. I just beat the fuck out of a Mexican. He didn't say that. He just said anybody can get it, and these are the list of demographics that can get it: Africans, Mexicans, Pakistanis, whatever. Right? Boxing's very diverse. How's that racist? That's my fucking question to y'all. What do y'all think? Do what you do in the comment section. Will be real. This is real talk for real fans. 1.